Here's a practice for postural alignment focused on releasing tension across the chest and shoulders, as well as stabilizing the upper back. We'll start on our backs. Draw the knees into the chest, arms down alongside you. On an inhalation, press the feet up to the ceiling as you sweep the arms overhead. On an exhalation, point the toes, lower the arms, and turn the head to the side. Inhale, pressing the feet up, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the legs, lower the arms, turn the head to the other side. Following the rhythm of your breath, breathing gently in and out through the nose. Next time you lower, we'll stay there. Take the soles of the feet to the ground, legs next towards one another, feet next towards one another. Hold the edges of your mat. On an inhalation, ground down through the feet as you lift your hips up and pull the edges of the mat down towards your feet as you wrap your shoulders together on the back. On an exhalation, slowly lower down. Going in and out in rhythm with your breath. On an inhalation, ground down to lift up. Pull the mat down, wrap the shoulder blades together on the back. Slowly lower down. This next time, we'll stay in that lifted position. Inhaling, lifting up, pulling the mat down towards your feet, pressing the shoulders down towards the floor. Slight tuck in the chin, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathe gently in and out through the nose as you continue to hug the knees together. Slowly lowering down. And take the legs hip width apart. We'll have the arms in a 90-degree position. Elbows hugging tightly to the body. On an inhalation, press the hips up as you push the upper arms and shoulders down towards the floor. On an exhalation, slowly lowering down. On the inhalation, pressing up. Shoulders pressing down, grounding down equally through the feet. Slowly lowering down. This next time we'll stay in that lifted position. Pressing down to lift up. Shoulders pressing down, upper arms pressing down, fingertips reaching to the ceiling. Slight tuck in the chin, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathe gently in and out through the nose. Continue to push the floor strongly away from you with your upper arms and push the shoulders down towards the floor. Slowly releasing out. Relax the arms down alongside you. And then take the feet as wide as your mat. Here, we're going to take rubber band arms. On an exhalation, we're going to stretch our arms out like a rubber band, knuckles reaching to the ceiling, upper back pressing to the floor. On an inhalation, we're going to hug a big ball towards us, rounding through the arms, and feeling the muscles across the chest. We're going to incorporate this with our bridge pose. Starting in the exhaled position with the rubber band arms, pressing the upper back into the floor, knuckles reaching to the ceiling. On the inhalation, lifting the hips off the ground, knees covering over ankles, squeeze that big ball towards you. And feel the muscles across the chest engage. As you slowly lower down, stretch your arms out like a rubber band. On an inhalation, hug a big ball towards you, feeling the muscles across the chest engage. As you exhale, lower down, stretching through the upper back. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, stretching. This next time we'll stay in that lifted position. And continue to go in and out with those rubber band arms. Slight tuck in the chin, back of the neck long and extended. And then lowering down when you're ready. We'll draw the knees into the chest and stretch out the back. On an exhalation, knees hug in. On an inhalation, knees travel arm's length as you tuck the chin and lengthen the back of the neck. As the knees draw into the chest, tuck the chin towards the chest. As you extend the knees arm's length, lengthen out through the back of the neck. From here, taking the soles of the feet to the ground, we're going to further release tension that may be present in the shoulders. We'll start hugging the arms into the body, arms at 90 degrees, elbows hugging in deeply. In this position, slowly lower the forearms to the floor. They'll end up in a perpendicular position to the torso. Go slowly and evenly. By moving slowly, we're working more specifically with the fascia, helping the fascia to unwind and release. The forearms may or may not get to the floor, just going as close to as you can. All the while, continue to hug or knit the low ribs together so the low ribs aren't popping out. Continue to zip up through the core line, pubic bone to navel, navel to sternum, sternum to throat. When you get to the floor, push the floor away from you with your arms, whatever part is touching the floor, as you continue to hug the elbows into the body. Continue to keep the core zipped up. Release that effort and repeat that as many times as feels good. The next arm release is having the arms into an upright goalpost position. From this position, zip up through the core, low ribs knit together, and then slowly lower the forearms down to the floor on either side of the head. And breathe into any tight places to further help the fascia release. Take your time so that the fascia can unwind. When we move quickly, the fascia doesn't have the opportunity to untangle itself. When the forearms get to the floor, or as close to as they'll get, whatever is touching the floor, you'll push down into the floor with the arms. Release that effort. And then repeat that sequence as many times as feels good. The next position, we'll take the arms up, round the arms. Hug a big ball towards you, feel the muscles across the chest engage, and then relax that effort. In this rounded arm position, we're going to slowly lower the arms to the floor in a T position. Feel the arms cooperating with one another. The right arm supporting the left arm supporting the right, so that they're releasing at equal paces. It's like tucking the chin. Continue to zip up through the core. Breathing gently in and out through the nose as the arms slowly release to the floor. When the arms get to the floor, hug the shoulder blades together as you continue to knit the low ribs together. And then release the musculature in between the shoulder blades. And relax there. Repeat that as many times as feels good. The last arm variation that we'll do to release tension across the chest and in the arm line is take the arms straight up, palms of the hands face one another. In this straight arm position, we'll slowly lower the arms to the floor. Take a moment and squeeze the arms and the shoulders towards one another. Then release that effort and slowly lower the arms in this straight position down to the floor. Feel the arms working together in synergy with one another. The arms lowering at the same pace. Try to avoid any drops or gaps in the movement, but work towards a nice, fluid, continuous thread of movement. When the arms get to the floor, pause there, relax, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. We're going to do another chest opener. Here, taking the elbows, tugging in tightly to the body, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. This is a version of fish called baby fish pose. It may be more accessible to you. Push the upper arms down into the floor, lift the chest off the ground, and roll towards the top of the head. Minimize the weight on top of the head by pressing strongly the upper arms down into the floor. Hold for as long as feels good to come out, deeply tuck the chin to the chest, and slowly roll back down. Another variation is sitting on top of your hands, palms face down. Work your arms as close in towards one another as you can underneath you, rolling the shoulders around onto the back. Hug the legs together. Push the forearms and the hands down to the floor to lift the chest up. And then take the head back and hover the head over the floor. Actively push the floor away from you with your forearms to stay lifted through the chest. Arms continue to hug towards one another. Stay in this lifted position as long as feels good. To come out, deeply tuck the chin, roll out, and release the arms from underneath you. Pause, rest, and relax. And notice any changes in your posture.